This is a 3D printing tutorial from zero to first print. There are three major steps to making a 3D object. Number one, design the object using a 3D design program. Now there are many to choose from, but we'll be demonstrating the very popular TinkerCad web-based designer. Once designed, it needs to be saved in a specific format. For our purpose, we'll use the popular STL format. If the project contains different colors, we'll probably select the OBJ format. Number two, after the STL file is created, we'll need to convert it to a GCode file, which will give our specific printer the instructions it needs. Since our printer is a Creality printer, we'll use Creality Print software to create the GCode file from the STL file. Number three, finally, we'll take the GCode file and copy it to an SD card and load it into the printer for printing. So here we go. As mentioned in step one, we'll use TinkerCad to create a 3D design. Now obviously there are a good number of 3D design pieces of software and apps, but TinkerCad is probably the most popular and pretty easy to learn. In fact, it's extremely easy to learn. It's web-based, so you don't need to download anything, and you can get it from tinkercad.com and then make your own free user account. To get started, click on Create Design and then 3D Design. You'll notice we now have a Workplane in front of us and a toolbar with pre-made shapes to our right. For our first project, let's left-click on the text object. Then move the mouse to the Workplane and left-click wherever you want to plant it. The object turned red, but we can change it to any color. This color actually has nothing to do with the printed output. It only allows us to differentiate multiple parts for more complex creations. By holding the right mouse button and moving the mouse, we can move the Workplane around for more perspective. The mouse scroll allows us to zoom in and out as needed. To move the plane laterally, hold the Shift key and the right mouse button down. Rotating with the right mouse button, notice we can even take a look from underneath the object. If we just want to reset the view to a standard home position, clicking on the Home button will get us there. To change the text object to something useful, click on the object, then click on the text box and change it to whatever you like. Notice you have other attributes such as font in that box as well. Selecting the object, then clicking and dragging the white boxes allow you to resize your object. Just clicking on the object and holding the click also allows you to drag the object on the Workplane. Rotating to a side view allows us to alter the height by clicking on the top white box and dragging downward. That looks good. This was step one. Let's export this design into the next phase of design by clicking on Export. Everything in the design, then STL. Save that .stl file in a working location on your PC. We've created the generic STL file. Now we'll need to customize that file for our printer by creating the G-code using Creality Print. Again, there are more tools that could be used, but Creality Print goes with our printer nicely. The G-code we're going to create provides specific layer-by-layer printing instructions for our specific printer, which is a Creality Ender 3 V3 SE. This is a process called slicing. Inside Creality Print, click on File, then Open, to drill down to your STL file. Or you could drag and drop the file onto the plane. The working plane can be manipulated in the same way TinkerCad operates. Drag the object anywhere on the plane you want it to physically print on your printer. Click Slice, and Creality Print will create the GCode file. Creality Print often claims the design has a support issue. If given the option, click on Add Support, then Slice again. Save the resulting file on your PC. Now copy that GCode file onto your working SD card . Finally, we get to move the SD card to the printer itself. So insert it. Notice that it's inserted what looks like upside down, with the copper side up. Now before each print, the printer will do a filament run-up, and it's just a straight line on the left-hand side of the plate. I take a razor blade and just slice that off. Make sure that there's no other stuff on there. Notice that the plate will come up. It's magnetic, and so sometimes that is actually helpful in getting off any extra filament from the last print. To initiate the auto leveling process, you rotate the knob to leveling and then press the button. You should do this upon initial setup, or if you move the printer, or maybe you've had some problems with certain portions of the plate not sticking. It's a good idea to go ahead and run this. Now this process should take about half an hour, so it's a good time to go get a cup of coffee. When it's finished, the control panel will look something like this. Now all the green says it's really good to go, the blue says close enough, and when it's all like that, just click on confirm and you should be good to go. It's finally time to print. Tap on the print button and then select the file that's on the card, the SD card you just put in. Tap on the button and we'll confirm it and let it go.